Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are from Am I the A-Hole? Story 1 is by Impossible Link 6148. Am I the a-hole for abruptly moving out because I can't stand my sister's pranks anymore? I'm a 25 female. I live with my sister who's 23 in a shared apartment. I had initially moved to the city for work and lived alone in a rental for 6 months. When my sister relocated to the city for a job, we decided to move somewhere between our offices. The lease is under her name because I sublet my previous place to a friend since I still had 6 months left on my contract. At first, the pranks were minimal and it didn't bother me so much. Think somewhere along the lines of hiding my toothbrush or tickling my feet while I was sleeping. It was also new because she never really did things like this when we were growing up. A few weeks later, the pranks started escalating. She would pour water on me while I was sleeping to see my reaction. She rearranged everything in my drawers. It took me hours to clean it up. She even lit a piece of cloth on fire, then burst out laughing when I began panicking. My final straw was last week. She showed new neighbors who hadn't met me yet pictures of me and said I was her stalker, told them to keep an eye out. A few days later, the neighbors spotted me walking to my door. A few minutes later, 2 cops are knocking on my door and arresting me for breaking into the place because that's what the new neighbors told them. I had to wait at the police station for hours until my sister came in to clear things up. I was so angry, I just started crying. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't feel safe in my home anymore. And my sister still thought it wasn't that big of a deal because I didn't, quote, really, quote, get arrested. I called in sick to work the next day, waited for my sister to leave, and then packed my clothes and checked into a hotel for the night. Came back the next morning to get the rest of my belongings and some furniture I could stuff into the back of my car and moved out. I'm staying in my old apartment now with my friend while I sort things out. Texted my sister to let her know I'm done and that she can keep whatever I left behind. Now my sister is bombarding me with calls and texts. At first it was just tears and apologies. She said she went too far this time and swore up and down that she would stop. When I didn't respond, she turned hostile and started calling me an a-hole. My dad stepped in today and called to tell me that while he disagrees with her pranks, I shouldn't have left my sister high and dry, especially with the rent payments, now that I won't be contributing to half of it anymore. My sister thinks I'm an a-hole for putting her in this situation and making her finances suffer. Am I the a-hole here for just leaving without a heads up? My dad says I could have at least given her a month's notice so she could get things in order. Do I think you're an a-hole for up and leaving? Absolutely not, and I would have in this situation as well. Could you have given her some notice? Or told her the pranks need to stop now or I will be leaving? Yes. It is also, though, very wrong of your dad to be calling you and saying, "You left your sister high and dry. She can't afford this place now because of you." No, she can't afford this place now because of her pranks. And if he so badly needs her to be helped with finances, he can step up and assist her with rent. Pranks are fine if they're innocent ones, if they're little ones, not getting you arrested. Something that could potentially even put your life in literal danger is not a prank. Down in the comments by Lizbay, I don't get how this can be real. How was your sister not arrested once she came to clear things up? The police were all like, LMFAO, what a prankster, this is hilarious? If this is real, not the a-hole, tell your dad he can help her with the rent. Go no contact with your family. This person's comment is pretty straightforward, a little harsh, but true. The sister 100% should have gotten arrested. Why in God's name did she let you stay there for hours at the police station? That's so stupid to me. Whatever she was doing at the time, she should have dropped and shown up or called and said it was a misunderstanding. Our next story is by Lazy Cat Garfield. Am I the a-hole for lying to my boyfriend what I fed him for dessert? Hi, so I'm a 24 female. I have a boyfriend who's 24. I'm from Poland and he's from Spain. Since we met almost 1 year ago, he never tried any Polish food that me or my family prepared for him. If he just said no thanks, I would be fine. But he always comments on how disgusting it is, asks how we could even eat that, and he gags the whole meal. He never even tried the food. We argued about it a few times because I think that his behavior is unacceptable, but he says that this food is just horrible and he's allowed to have a preference. 4 days ago, at a family dinner, when my mom asked him if he would like some, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. It's got a weird L in it. It's like an L with a slash through it and then an A with a little accent on the bottom of it. Golapki? Google translates it as cabbage rolls. Not sure if it's the same thing. He once again gagged, covered his mouth, and said he could never eat that. I was furious with him and told him to apologize. He refused, and there was a tense mood throughout the rest of the lunch. After lunch, it was time for dessert. My mom made sirnik, which is similar to cheesecake, but it's made with cottage cheese. My boyfriend refused to try that before, but this time my mother covered it in chocolate so it looked a little different. When he asked what's that, I quickly said that's some store-bought cake. My family didn't correct me, and we all ate in peace. My boyfriend even took a second piece. He asked where we bought that. Then I told him it's sirnik and my mom made it with cottage cheese. He looked at me a little confused, then told my mom it's good. I was happy with the result of that lie, but on the way home he started yelling at me. How could I humiliate him like that in front of my family, and how could I lie about what he's going to eat when he already told me it's disgusting? I asked him what his problem was because he liked the cake. But he said I didn't respect him and his boundaries, and he's not talking to me until I apologize. It's been 4 days. He's not answering my messages, and I'm having doubts if he's right. Am I the a-hole? One final note. He's not allergic, he doesn't have any intolerance, and he's not on a diet that would make him not able to eat a sirnik, by the way. OP, as soon as I read this statement in here, how could you humiliate him like that in front of your family? All I can think is, how can he humiliate you all the time by gagging at something that he's offered to eat? Like your mother comes up to him, hello, I cooked this really delicious dish that's native to our country. I would really like it if you tried it. And he goes, ugh, that's disgusting. And he's saying you are humiliating him. This guy is no good for anybody. He is a jerk and a hypocrite. Down in the comments by Basic Regret 6263. Everyone sucks here, but you'll stop being one after you dump this guy. He openly disrespects you by calling your food disgusting and then gets angry when you prove that he's just doing it to denigrate you, and not even because of the food. You're twisting yourself up trying to prove that your food isn't disgusting, but you'll never succeed because the taste isn't the point. The point is him trying to tear you down and nag you so that he feels that he's better than you. I genuinely dislike most Filipino food. Never once have I insulted chicken adobo or pancit in front of any Filipino person. Not just if they were friends, not just someone I dated, literally anyone. Why? Because only a massive jerk would do that. Now, I'm not very nice. Decent at best. So how come my baseline courtesy to anyone as a mild jerk is so far above how your boyfriend treats you and your family? Have you ever been that rude to someone, even a stranger? Stop twisting yourself up to fix his hate like it was a good faith issue, except that he does this because he wants to be a jerk. And dump him. Yeah, this guy does not deserve your time. And he's waiting for you to apologize. He's literally trying to control you. He knows he's being a jerk, I promise you that. Do not apologize to him, and do not continue to date him, no matter how he makes you feel. Our last story today is by Imaginary Active 5980. Am I the a-hole for assuming I was invited to my cousin's wedding and, quote, making a scene, quote, when I found out I wasn't? I'm an 18 female, my cousin is 22 female, and she was getting married this weekend. I'll call her Mary. Growing up, we were pretty close, as me and my siblings, 20 female and 23 male, often went to Mary's house. Lately, we haven't seen each other much because all of them moved away for college, but it's still nice to see each other at family events. A year and a half ago, she met her now husband. He was invited to Christmas, Easter, and every family event since then. When he was there, I noticed that Mary was a lot more distant than usual and barely talked to me, but talked to my siblings all night. I figured it was probably just because of our age difference. A few weeks or months ago, we got an invitation to the wedding in the mail. Or at least my parents did. My name wasn't mentioned on the invitation, which was addressed to our last names. But since I still live with my parents and my brother and sister both got one, I assumed I was included, and so did my parents. But Mary's face dropped when she saw me. She pretended to smile, but I could see something was bothering her. The wedding went on, but during the cocktail, Mary came up to me and asked me why I came since she didn't send me an invitation. I was taken aback a bit, but I told her I assumed I was included and asked why she didn't invite me. She avoided the question, but after insisting a bit, she told me she wanted her husband's family to have a good impression of her family and didn't want them to know that her cousin was a lesbian because she wanted to have a, quote, normal family, quote. For context, our family is pretty open-minded and all of them accept me, but her husband and his family are a lot more traditional and conservative. What I don't understand is, I don't look gay, whatever that means, and they would have never known unless someone told them. I was so shocked. I told her she was sick for caring about impressing a bunch of bigots more than her own cousin. She got mad at me and we both got a bit loud, which attracted attention. People came to find out what was happening. When they found out, my parents said that she was being mean and shouldn't have made a big deal about this. A bunch of other people said that it was wrong of me to come when I wasn't invited. Mary started telling me to leave, so I stormed off. Since, I've been receiving texts from her and her parents saying I was a B-word for coming, making a scene, and ruining her big day. I understand that it's her wedding and she can invite whoever she wants, but her words were so hurtful, and I genuinely thought I was invited, but I know it's wrong that I caused such a scene on her wedding day. Maybe I should have just left and not said anything? Am I the a-hole? Sometimes in life, OP, it's okay to be an a-hole to people who are being a-holes. They didn't invite you because you're a lesbian. You shouldn't have even wanted to be there once you found out, and none of these people are right saying you're in the wrong. None of them. They're bigots too. You can't fix that kind of stupidity in people. It's really not even worth it to try. The best thing that you can do is completely avoid them outright. Go no contact with that kind of person. Bigots. I'm sorry, but that's what they are. Actually, no. You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm so sick of these people thinking that it's okay to hate on people like that. Anyway, our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a beautiful day.